charge.
And I think what has happened here is not that evil people have been deceiving each other, but that the system has been so chaotic, so disorganized, and so weak that there was no genuine consultative policy making.
At this point, the administration doesn't want Schultz to resign. Never mind that his testimony was embarrassing both for him and the president. They really can't afford to lose him right now. Dan?
Bill, did the White House expect the kind of carpet bombing of criticism George Schultz dropped today?
No, the general view here was, or at least the hope was, that it was going to be all downhill after the testimony of Poindexter and North. But it turned out otherwise, and one official said easy to accept criticism, but we don't have any choice. They do hope now that the worst is over, but there's still one more day of Schultz, and then Weinberger, Reagan, and Meese still to come.
What's the read? How much of this was brought on because President Reagan didn't take charge?
You would have to say that the president's management style is ultimately responsible for what happened here, because authority here, as we all know, flows from the top, and in this case, it didn't.
Bill Plant. More points for the president to ponder tonight. A CBS News New York Times poll taken this week finds more than half the American people still believe Mr. Reagan is lying about the Iran-contra affair, about the same as the week before. And nearly half the people polled this week said they believe John Poindexter lied when he said he did not tell Mr. Reagan about the diversion of Iranian arms sales money to the Contras. Now, standing by tonight in our New York studio is Dr. Henry Kissinger. Dr. Kissinger, thank you for being with us tonight. What is the worst thing you heard today?
Well, the chaos in which, in the decision-making process, in which, at least for a period of a year, the security advisor says he didn't tell the president, and on the other hand, the Secretary of State said he didn't want to be informed because he was afraid of being accused of leaking, so that neither the president nor the Secretary of State knew the details of a major initiative that, however, both of them knew was going on, and neither, for their own reasons, wanted to be informed or were being informed of what was going on. And I think the foreign policy of a great nation can't be conducted that way.
For balance, what's the best thing you heard today?
Well, I think that the Secretary of State showed a very strong awareness of the nature of the decision-making process as it should run. And he certainly, at least, understood what was involved in an arms for hostages deal. And it's a pity that that was never systematically discussed.
Dr. Kissinger, how does this affect U.S.-Soviet relations specifically? Is this the opening Mikhail Gorbachev has been looking for to nail down a quick arms agreement and another fast summit?
No, my judgment is that the Soviet Union was dragging its feet over the last few weeks in order to see whether these hearings would topple the president. Having decided that the president would not be toppled by the hearings, that the administration was in fact intact, they came forward with their compromise proposal yesterday. I believe that there will be an agreement and a summit this year.
Dr. Kissinger, this whole affair looks to be a no-lose situation with the Ayatollah. One has the impression that whatever high fives are among mullahs, that they're slapping them over this whole thing. Would you agree?
I'm not so sure, because I think that the Iranians were beginning to move in an indirect, grab-wise fashion towards some sort of discussion with the West. I don't think they could have expected that the United States would begin this by offering arms through arms merchants, and that then when this whole thing is exposed, now they are isolated from us. They know that they have a frontier of 2,000 miles with the Soviet Union. We have a large fleet in the Persian Gulf which cannot make them feel at ease. The Soviets are still there, so I think that the Ayatollah scored a big public relations success, but I think that the strategic situation of Iran has worsened as a result.
And in the few seconds we have left, aren't the Nicaraguans, the current regime in Nicaragua, wouldn't they be mightily relieved?
No, the Nicaraguans are probably relieved, with the one exception: if all of these discussions lead to an extension of aid to the freedom fighters, then even on that front we haven't lost so much. So we shouldn't confuse our internal bitterness and debate, from which we can learn from the long-term consequences of these events.
Would it be your guess that there will be increased aid for the Contras as a result of this?
I'm beginning to think that there will be aid to the Contras, partly on its merits and partly because nobody wants to take responsibility for cutting it off.
Dr. Kissinger, thank you very much for being with us. In a moment, the Lost Picture Show. Bruce Morton will be here with a look at your tax dollars at work and Oliver North's long-awaited slideshow.
The first name in copiers probably isn't the copier name you think of first. But it's a name that links speed and performance with uncompromising reliability and makes innovative technology simple to use. For meeting the needs of every size business, business relies on the most popular copiers in America. From personal to high-performance copiers, the choice is Canon. Call toll-free 1-800-OK-CANON.
Introducing new, improved, professional strength Effort Denture Cleanser. Stronger than ever. Removes more stains, more plaque, and kills germs. For a professional-looking clean, get new, improved, professional strength Effordent.
When you're allergy sensitive, your next attack may be only a breath away. For relief, depend on Benadryl. Doctors have prescribed it more than any allergy medication ever. Benadryl from Park Davis.
Every day you're hearing something new about AIDS. A lot of what you're hearing simply isn't true. For instance, a lot of people think you can get AIDS from donating blood. The simple fact is, you can't. Today, all blood is carefully tested for AIDS virus antibodies. Blood that tests positive is discarded. Don't believe the rumors, believe the facts.
Rumors are spreading faster than AIDS. For more information, write the American Red Cross.
Right now, somewhere, there's someone like you. Someone who really wants to light up. And they're reaching out, not for a cigarette, but for help to quit from the Cancer Information Service's free helpline, 1-800-4-CANCER. So don't light up. It's for you. Call up. Hello?
The curtain finally went up today on Oliver North's famous slideshow. It's the one he used to give to potential contributors to the Contra cause and the one he offered to give the Iran-contra committees. But as Bruce Morton reports, North himself was not around today to provide the narration.
The next photograph is the Soviet Hind helicopter.
You remember the slideshow. Colonel North got to talk us through it, but never got to show the slides on television. Today, the Republicans brought all 57 to the floor of the House.
And this chart, Mr. Speaker, which we would like to show you.
Republicans spent $4,000 to blow up Colonel North's slides into display-sized photographs. Democrats had some of their own, lots of pictures during a period reserved for one-minute speeches. Republicans concentrated on the communist threat.
Soviet improvements to the Pacific Coast port of Corinto have turned this peacetime port into a naval facility which threatens Honduras and El Salvador.
Democrats with fewer slides focused on civilian casualties they blamed on the Contras.
How would you feel toward the people who maimed and killed your children, the flesh of your flesh?
Sometimes the debate was hard to follow.
Mr. Speaker, with this massive military aid from the Conrads in arms,
3 of the field commanders were Somozitas, former Somozitas.
I think our policy is nuts.
And of course, under the one-minute rule, speeches can be about anything. Anything.
That I have met my goal, have lost over 100 pounds since February.
It was a massive Republican effort, an hour and 38 minutes of debate. Still, maybe it was the one-minute rule, maybe it was having a different congressman for each slide, or the other speeches about everything from weight loss to taxes. But by the end, even the congressman would probably have agreed the colonel does it better. This is Bruce Morton.
In his revealing testimony today, George Schultz made an eloquent appeal for openness in government. While the executive and legislative branches have separate functions, he said, they need to share information and intelligence, not keep secrets from each other. With all that's been said at these hearings about secrecy, deception, lying, and cover-ups in the Iran-contra affair, Senator Daniel Inouye called Schultz's plea a breath of fresh air. Openness and accountability necessary for the survival of our constitutional democratic republic, and, according to Secretary Schultz, necessary for the presidency to function properly. Schultz said the president can be strong and decisive if he is given the information he needs to make decisions. The secretary called public service a very fine thing. Lying and cheating, he said, are not necessary elements. Schultz returns to the witness chair tomorrow. We'll have a complete summary of what he says on tomorrow's CBS Evening News. Until then, Dan Rather reporting from Capitol Hill. See you tomorrow.
Attention car buyers. Don't buy anything until you see this. Now, buy any Mazda 626 in stock and choose $900 in options free from Mazda or get $900 cash back. Buy one of these 323s in stock and choose $500 in options free from Mazda or get $500 cash back. Use cash back toward your down payment or get a check from Mazda. Hurry, get $900 on 626 or $500 on 323 today.
Here's Martha Ray with big news.
Folks, it's official. The big mouth is now the fresh mouth. And here's why. Introducing Super Strength Polident, now with a minty mouthwash ingredient. So it freshens dentures as it cleans them. Look, new Polident Super Strength powers away tough food stains. And now the minty mouthwash ingredient freshens your dentures. So take it from the big mouth. I mean the fresh mouth. Try new Super Strength Polident Green. It freshens as it cleans.
What got all this glass so clean with so little effort? SOS Glassworks. It's made with vinegar, not ammonia, and works fast and easy on even the greasiest dirt, and gets everything shiny and streak-free. What's more, Glassworks with vinegar cleans tough smudges with less work than Windex with ammonia. SOS Glassworks with vinegar, the less work glass cleaner that works too well.
X-Lax presents some gentle guarantees. The warmth of the new sun waking the sleep from your body. The cool freshness of the morning air. And now the peace of mind that comes from the X-Lax guarantee. Taken at bedtime, X-Lax is guaranteed to work gently, effectively, by 8 a.m. or your money back. So in this uncertain world, isn't it nice to know you can relax with a family friend? X-Lax, guaranteed to work by 8 a.m.
This is CBS.
What do these and over 10,000 more young Houstonians have in common? They're all ready and able to responsibly perform a job. The trouble is, they don't have one yet. So if you're an employer in need of someone who really wants to work, we've got the people. And we'll try to call you this week to find out. But if we miss you, call us at 627-9600. We're the Greater Houston Alliance of Business, helping put Houston to work for you.
Hi, I'm Robert Reed. You all know I like making my three-point goals, but here's a three-point goal for you. Be safe, be smart, buckle up. Soon, more and more school buses will be equipped with seat belts, like this one. So kids, be cool, follow the rule, and buckle up to school.
Unemployed? Need information? Call InfoNet.
This is Divorce Court, presided over by Judge William Keene. In the case we'll be seeing today, Cindy Euler is